Question 3 then is very similar to part 1 that we did. Looking at this, we don't need to divide or multiply by reciprocals in this case. We're just going to multiply fractions, which is top by top, bottom by bottom. So we'll start to ask our questions then. So do they have anything in common? In the first one, no. The second one, no common factor. This one, there is a common factor. So I could change that to say, instead of 2x plus 6, we're going to have 2 into x plus 3. And on the bottom, they do have a common factor, and it is 4. So I'm going to say 4 into x minus 1. So that's the first thing. Always ask question 1, do they have a common factor? If so, factorize it out. Next one then, we're going to ask ourselves, is there any rules that we recognize? And what I can spot from these two is that they are quadratics. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to have x and x. I'm going to factorize my quadratic for the top line here, so the numerator. So I'm going to have x and x. I'm going to have 2 and 1. It's a negative, so these signs have to be different. I'm aiming for a positive, so I'm going to say it's plus 2, negative 1. On the bottom here, I'm going to have x squared plus 2x minus 3. So what's that going to be? It's going to be x and x again. And I'm going to have 3 and 1. I'm going to have a positive and a negative. And I'm going to be multiplying that by 2 into x plus 3 all over 4 into x minus 1. And again, we start to ask the questions, right, is there anything that simplifies down to 1? So I'm multiplying it in on the top and multiplying it in on the bottom. And I can see that, yeah, these two are going to divide to give us 1. I can also see that I've got x plus 3 being multiplied in on the top and multiplied in on the bottom, which means it's being divided, so it becomes 1. So what I'm left with in this scenario then here is I'm going to be left with 2 into x plus 2 all over 4 into x minus 1, and I can simplify that so that I'm going to have x plus 2 all over 2 into x minus 1. So what I did there in that last little step was I said 2 divided by 4. That leaves us with 2 on the bottom. So that's our final answer.